Hi there, this is a demonstration video to show you how to upload a complete revision or updated customer documents. So I'm going to do this in a couple of stages, probably 3 stages actually, coming to think of it. I'm going to identify the documents to delete, I'm going to upload the documents, and then I'm going to do some checks of documents. So let's just think of the 3 stages first of all. So stage number 1 is, let's identify the documents to delete. So I have a folder down here, and I'm going to take this company here. You may have this on a stick or a hard drive, it doesn't really matter. This is a list of over 200 companies at the moment, domiciliary care agencies they happen to be, and clicking into any folder is populated by around about 170 documents, I believe. Now it looks a lot, but what we're going to be doing is taking them out or deleting them out in bulk and uploading them in bulk, and I don't think it's going to take us any more than 10 minutes. If I was to dispense with the video aspect, it would probably be a little less than that, but let's just see how we go. So I want to identify I believe it'll be 3 categories of documents. Indexes, which is the very top, there's only one. Forms, which are DC. Can you see there? We have 4 forms that we're going to delete out and upload. Then actually there are 4. There are policies, they are QPs. So anything with a QP is a policy, and we can see all of those down there. And anything else is a procedure. So if we have a look down this list, CIs, MAs, management arrangements, continuous improvement is CIs, PCs, personal care, that's the abbreviation, PPs, people management, and finally SDs are service delivery. So let me go in to take out the documents. So then let's take out the first document, which is the index. So I'm going to go into online. This it's triple A. There we are. So we're going to select that. I've just pressed 3 A's twice. It's quite simple. Now the first thing is to go into Document Manager, then into Manage Documents. When I go into Manage Documents, we've got this little window here, and it's got a drop down. And if you remember, there was 4 types. There was the index, the forms, the policies, and the procedures. And that is basically what these relate to. If I click on any one of them, we'll be able to locate those documents to delete. They're like filing cabinets, really, in a way, of documents. So if I click on the intro, for instance, which is where that forms index is, this is the old forms index that we're going to delete out, and we're going to get the new forms index from the AAA folder, which would be on your stick or your hard drive or whatever. So there's the first thing we're going to do, is we're going to delete out the index. And so quite simply, we put a click in the box, I can press the red tick for single documents or deletion for multiple documents, but I'm going to stick with deletion because that is the one that we're going to be using, because we're going to be deleting out multiple documents shortly. So let's just take that one out. So just put updated or updated document. I would copy that because it's going to, instead of typing it every time, it's going to prompt you for an explanation. So let's just take that out now. Now then, I'll go back to the folder, and let's take out all of the procedures. It is all of the procedures, by the way, because those CIs, MAs, PCs, PPs, SDs, etc., they are all of the procedures, bar, the practical care tasks, just from my memory. So I'm going to take out all of the procedures, bar the practical care tasks, because that's what that corresponds to, is these documents here. So let me go back online and back to our little selection window or filing cabinet. There's our procedures filing cabinet, if you like. So all of the documents except for the PCTs are coming out. So you can see they actually go over the page to about 12 or 13, somewhere around there. So then we're going to press deletion, and because I'm taking out multiple documents, I can either go like this or I can go like this and highlight everything but untick the PCTs. That's just a selection choice at the end of the day, and it speeds things up. You don't want to be ticking things individually if you can get things out en masse. So everything but the PCTs, that's what we're updating from the folder, is coming out. So there we are. And because it's prompting me, I've copied and pasted that update in text, so straight in, not typing it every time. And then we're going to go to page 2. So there's the PCTs, but we want to be keeping those and deleting every other document out. So deletion. I've got them all automatically highlighted this time, but I'm going to keep all of our PCTs because they're the only documents that we don't want to be deleting. So that's it. Another prompt, updated, copy and paste. So back to another filing cabinet now. So we've done intro, PCTs. So we want to be doing forms. Now I'd have to go. This is a little bit more challenging. We're not going to be taking things out en masse here. There's a couple of forms I believe to take out in so we're going back to the online folder on your stick. Going and seeing which DCs need to come out is 25 and 71. And the other ones happen to be brand new forms, so we won't be deleting 140 or 141 out. So 25 and 71, I'm going to locate those online. So deletion, let's locate 25, which happens to be here. 71's on the next page, so I'll get that one off this page. And go into the second page, and 71 is there, so we'll get rid of that, delete it out, delete documents, that's it. Bit of an explanation, that's it. Moving on to finally our final filing cabinet of deletion, if you like, is policies. We're taking them all out. Everything with a QP over these 3 pages or 2 pages will be coming out. So what I suggest you do is maybe go from the back end. So back into policies, there's nothing on page 3. I did think there was, that's why I said 2 pages, but never mind, don't worry about that. We're going to take them all out. So we're going to delete all of the policies, because if I delete them from the front end, I'm going to be left with documents that I don't want to include. So, and therefore I can go deletion. These will all be highlighted, but I don't want to be deleting these sort of 8, 9, 10 documents, because it's just the QPs that we're deleting. If you remember the quality policies, we're taking everyone out. Put my explanation in. These all go in the archive if you're very interested, and they're not lost. So that is the deletion phase. So that's part 1. Part 2 is the upload phase. So we're going to be uploading an index, a few forms, all of the policies, and most procedures. So what we've got to do is go into this here, batch upload. Can you see this? So click on batch upload. You'll see that there's actually other uploads have gone on historically from a few months back. But we're going to go new batch upload. And we're going to go to our filing cabinet system. And let's just do it in sequence. So policies, you provide a description. And then we're going to go and pick up the policies from our stick or online folder, wherever, and upload them into the policies folder. So click on this here, and I'm going to have to go and do a little bit of navigation. This shouldn't be a problem for anyone who's just using a stick, because all you do is just go and pick up the stick from your C drive. But what I'm uploading from here is just a little bit of a navigation around. It'll take me a few seconds here, and what it'll do is it'll more than likely default back to the folder once I've located this folder. Here we are. We're in here, and we're in DC, and we're in AAA. You won't have that problem. It should just be go to your stick or your hard drive or whatever. So there's AAA Care Solutions. That's the company whose site we're in at the moment, and this is the knack here, is ensuring that when you're doing multiples of these, it's often easy not to choose the next folder on and to upload the wrong company's documents. So you must, this is probably the most critical thing I can say in this video, is check the folder. So AAA Care Solutions, if you're in doubt, by the way, I'm just going to knock that off. I will choose it and then it may default back, I'm hoping. But if you're in doubt as to which site you're in, because when you're doing multiple sites, think, oh, hang on a minute, which site am I in again? If you go to the navigator in Document Manager, if you remember, the navigator, it actually tells you the company's name. But we want to be in Document Manager, and we're going to go to Batch Upload. So I may have to go and find the folder again. It doesn't really matter, but so back in to a folder, and unfortunately has defaulted to the last folder that I've updated, but that's not a problem. We'll quickly find our updates folder, and we're now ready, I believe, to go into AAA Care Solutions and look for policies. QPs was policies, QP, quality policy. Scrolling down there they are, starting from 1. I'm holding the shift key and the arrow key, the down arrow key on the keyboard, to highlight them all. I think that's the best method, or it would take you an awful long time if you want to try and choose them individually, and you'll not keep that 10-minute time frame. So that's it. We've got all the policies, every QP is highlighted. Now it's going to populate them in anticipation for uploading, and there's a little bit of a process going on here. So we press this up arrow when they're all nicely green circled out, whatever you want to call it. If you think, oh great, I've forgotten some documents, you can press that and go and pick up some additional documents, by the way. Even while it's uploading you can do that, but we're not requiring to do that at the moment. So we press that up arrow, then it actually gives you this information here. Press this right arrow, right again, so that's 3 rights, I believe. It's a bit of an odd process, and what we're going to do is we're going to link, that's this page 1, there is a page 2, as you can see. We're going to link every policy to the policies folder in the AAA Care Solutions policy folder. So link, just take notes of the instructions. Do you want to link? Okay, we do. It'll come up with a little window now, and we're going to locate the policies folder. Now this is in the main folder. Little triangle here to the left is always the one to click. You click on the folder, nothing will happen. Click on the triangle, expands out. Policy subfolder is in here. Let's click the policy subfolder, and you can see there's actually nothing in here. There's no little triangle here. It means it's empty because we've just deleted all the documents out. So let me link that documents there, and then don't forget page 2 and link page 2. You don't need to open that up, but you can see you put your policies in there if you want to, and we've only put around half of them in. So there's the rest of the policies going now, and you'll notice it says link to structure. It now says live. Can you see them all saying live? So you know that you've uploaded them. If it says link to structure, you haven't. So then next thing is on the list, that was our first batch upload. Forms. Now we only had 4 forms, I believe, so we're going to go back hopefully in its default into our AAA Solutions, which is great. Forms, if you remember, they're DCs. So we only have four forms. It shouldn't be difficult. Forms are actually grouped into folders of 20. So so you'll see that in a second. So we're going to go through that up process and 3 right arrows, I believe it is. Just keep clicking it if it doesn't respond. Then linkage. Now we can't link them all at once because these are in specific subfolders of 20s. So I'm only going to be able to link 1 or 2 at a time here. So 25, link to structure. I'm not going to talk too much through the process. We're going to pick up the forms into the forms folder here. 25, well, it's got to be in here. You can actually see that you've deleted it out because if you expand out 21 to 40, where 25 lives, it misses out 25 there. So we're going to pop that in there. Then the next one was 71. And main folder, forms folder, forms subfolders. 71 has to be in here. If you remember, we deleted out 71. It's missing between these two. Click on this little it's like a little asterisk. Maybe I've missed that out, but little asterisk. Press OK and it's uploaded. And finally, I believe these two can be uploaded together. So these are going to go into folders 141, 140, I think. Just let me just correct myself here. 140, I think it's just going to be by itself if I remember. But this is what you will be doing live. I'm just doing one and it's taken rather a long time. But there's 140 there. And then 141. These are all going to be single uploads, by the way. I thought that was a double upload by mistake. I didn't actually go ahead and do it. But here we have 141. Forms, little asterisks here. Red asterisks. That's it. That's what forms. We're not too far away now. So it tells you there. Oh, so if you think, what have I uploaded? Have I done the forms or have I done the procedures? Well, we know that we've done the forms policies, but we haven't done the procedures, and that's coming shortly. And it gives you the date as well, what you've actually physically uploaded. So new batch upload again, and I'm just working down the list. Intro. Well, we only have that index. So I always put in intro, which is really the title here. Just abbreviate what's there. You don't need to give a massive description. It doesn't really make a lot of difference, except for the record of what you've uploaded. As long as it's around what you've uploaded, that's fine. But I always put intro, policies, procedures, forms. Just single words. You don't want to be doing any more than that. It just seems it's really a waste of time doing any more than that type of description. So we're going through that same process again. We're nearly there because this index lives, and it's a forms index, by the way. A bit of a knack here is if I open procedures, you'll see the procedures index sits above the folders. So we're going to sit the forms index above these folders. And click in Forms, Files, Policies and Books, click the asterisks and click OK. It doesn't go in the Forms folder, it goes in that overarching folder, if you like. Finally, we're nearly there for this stage, is procedures. Might take a little longer, this. And what we want is, I'm going to do them in pieces here, maybe to help you. We want the CIs, anything that isn't a DC, an index or a QP. That's what we're looking for. So there's the CIs, and I'm going to add them as we go. So you click on that again to add additional documents. So we'll gloss over the DCs because they're the forms, and we're going to MAs, PPs. When we get to the end of PPs, there's just SDs are at the bottom of the page. So there's 3 separate subfolder sections here that I've highlighted to upload. And finally, we're going to get the SDs. I could have done that as I was uploading, but it doesn't really matter. And finally, there's the SDs at the very end. So this is the last of the procedures. So we're going to go through this. We've got them on the front end, and now we're going to prepare them for upload, which is these arrows, arrow up and 3 arrows right, if you remember. 1, 2, 3, and then it should populate them. Now I haven't mentioned, but I did mention in other videos, you may get 2 CIO1s or something like that, but what you will always need to remember is that the documents you need to upload are running concurrently. See the numbers 470, 471, 2, 3, etc. For instance, you might have a CI and it says 502. Delete it out. Take it out. It's not a working document. It's an anomaly of, can I pronounce it? Anomaly of the system. Delete it out. Just like you would a normal document, and just upload the ones that run concurrently in numbers. So we're going to go linkage. Now we're going to have to do them as groups. So we're going to link all the CIs first. And I'm probably going to go quiet for a couple of minutes while I get these done. So these are procedures, if you remember. We're going to go into procedures, continuous improvement is CIs, little asterisks, red asterisks there, linked. All of the MAs, there's quite a number of them, up to 20. And this is everything. I'm not abbreviating this video. This is everything that we expect to be done as part of the updating process. I'm going to go to stage 3 shortly when we've got everything uploaded. So PCs, just go to PC 14, 1 to 14. Let's get them in there. Not too far away now from getting these, and then we're going to do the audit part. What will happen as well is, for people who are helping us to upload documents, I'll produce a paper sheet of the categories of the documents that need to be deleted and need to be uploaded. Categories such as procedures, forms, policies, etc. Linkage, again. We're linking our PPs, people management documents. There'll be more over the page. So in here, procedures, people, over the page now. I'm doing it a bit quicker because you should have the idea now what I'm doing. So I'm just glossing over and getting these uploaded, and then we'll do the audit bit. We have already got maybe half a dozen or so in there, yeah, so we're going to drop the remainder in there. And finally, SDs. Now, what I often find is, and this is just a tip, here let's get to page 2. I'm not going to go and click on these individually like this, that's crazy, because I've only got 4 live documents. I don't need them, so I've clicked on linkage. I want to highlight them all, but then I'm just going to unclick the 5 or so documents that I don't want to link, and then I've got all the SDs. That saves time, and I think time is really important when you're doing, you know, this could be around about 200, just over 200 sites in the domiciliary care section. That's what this is. That would need to be uploaded. So when there, really, that's it. And really what you'll find is that the audit side, this is part 3 now. Let's go into part 3 officially. Go into Navigator. Navigator is the front end where our customers go and look at their documents. And all you're interested in is this first folder, not this folder. And what we've done is we've uploaded procedures, index, policies and forms. So if I go into procedures, and if you remember, apart from practical care tasks, all of the others were uploaded as news. So if I go in and even just open up the first one, it's just opening up now, I should have AAA on the top of that document. So in other words, I have located the right company and uploaded their correct documents to the site. So I'm just going to take an example of each, to be frank with you, because really if you've insert the source of the correct folder, it shouldn't go wrong. So I'm going to take an example of a form, and we had some of those updated forms here, say 141, take that as an example. And we can see AAA Care Solutions. And finally, policies. Now we can see there's about 80 something policies, 87 policies. They're all there, and that is the other way. That's maybe part B of auditing as well. AAA Care Solutions is there. So basically, what I want to satisfy myself, I've satisfied myself now that the documents do have the correct company name on. I'm satisfying myself that every single document has been uploaded, and I don't expect you to, as long as you're satisfied that they say live and you put them in the right place, they can only go there. You know, you can't put the first PPs or the first 3 SDs in a folder and then the rest disappear. That would be quite difficult to do. So we've got them all in the right folders, and the forms as well. We had form, was it 25, 71? I'm just going to look at them. So 25 in that group of 21 to 40, there's 25 there that we uploaded, and 71 would be in this folder there. And it's only taken me about a minute just to have a look at that. So that really concludes the video. Maybe just in, now this video started going on for half an hour, but it will not take that. It will take about 10 minutes. And as you become more proficient, it takes me around just a few minutes less than that to do that. But I think allowing for, you know, to get to grips with it, it'll take a bit more time. But just in conclusion, what we're doing is we're locating on our stick or external hard drive, whatever it is, the customer folder, which happened to be there. Remember the specific company, signing in to the site, locating the company. So we signed in. Maybe I can easily do a recap if you like. I'm going to log in. So we've got to the stage where we have our username and password. We will be providing that, by the way, don't worry about that. It was AAA. We signed in. We went and into Document Manager. We went to manage some documents, and we looked at that folder system. We deleted out what we wanted. Then we uploaded the documents. You can see them there, the documents that we've uploaded on this particular date. And then we went finally to do an audit into Navigator and to make sure that the documents that we uploaded were populated in the respective folders. And that really is the end of the video. But hopefully that's helpful, and this is exactly what I'm expecting to happen. This happens to be for October, November period updates, or slightly earlier of 2020. But it wouldn't, regardless of the date that this video is being made, the principle remains the same in terms of location of sites, location of and deletion of documents, and uploading of documents, and auditing. Okay now.